ASEF collection. There are two tariffs that are being collected for the Department of Agriculture. One is the rice tariff, and the other one is the ASEF. So I just want to know because I always read in the paper an update on the collection of rice tariff, but I never read any report on the collection of the ASEF. So I just want to know what is what are the collection of ASEF? That's
Yes,
tariff on agricultural products except rice.
yes, ma'am. Mr. President, Your Honor, distinguished colleague, under ASEF, this is RA 8178 as amended by RA 10848. The Commissioner has furnished us with some figures. The total to date is for the first 3 quarters of 2021, it's 682.2 approximately, roughly million pesos. And for RCEF, it's under RA 11-203, which you authored and sponsored. There's a total of 13.86 billion under the RCEF.
The ASEF is only about 600 million? Is that correct?
682 to 87 roughly million, Your Honor.
So it's very small.
Compared to the RCEF, yes, Your Honor.
And it's supposed to go to 80% of that should go to the land bank, and the land banks to be given as loan to farmers, and the 10% should go to CHED for agricultural scholarship, and another 10% for the SUCs to finance research. So is it being implemented like that? I just want to know.
Yes, Your Honor. We are told it is being implemented.
Okay. So I just want to know how much of that would be the taxes, the tariff on livestock, poultry, and dairy. How much of those agricultural tariff, other than rice, will come from livestock, poultry, and dairy?
For chicken and meat lang, sir, wala yung dairy dito. Chicken and pork.
This is
Tingnan natin dito.
yes, they have per type of product, Your Honor. It's quite lengthy, Your Honor. For pork meat imports, the total duties and taxes for the
It's
period
only
January.
600 million, so I just want to have a rough idea of how much is coming from livestock, poultry, and dairy. They're all one group. The animal group, it's only about crops,
Poultry and
the
dairy.
animal group, and then the fisheries group. So I just want to know how much of your tariff will come from the animal group. Yeah.
For meat and swine, this is whether it's fresh, chilled, or frozen. The figure is about 228 million, Your Honor. For offal, sheep, goat, it's 192 million, Your Honor. And for pig, poultry fat, and other products, it's 47 million, Your Honor.
So almost of all of them will come from this livestock, poultry, and dairy.
This animal group accounts for
Yes.
468 million of that figure given earlier.
600 million. So, but it's very small compared to rice.
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you not find it strange that you collect 13 billion from rice when rice and then the rest you will collect only 600 million?
We had a tariff reduction on pork according to the commissioner, which may account for the lower collection, Your Honor. Mr.
May I
President.
know the collection last year before we brought down the tariff?
total collection. Pero pag pinagsama-sama mo to, wala tayong they're retrieving it at present, Your Honor.
It's okay for me to just give me the report later on. I'm just
Yes,
interested
certainly.
because we're going to write a bill on helping the livestock, poultry, and dairy industry. And the stakeholders are suggesting that we get it from the tariff of this
Yeah.
product. So I'm just interested to know how much is the collection, the real collection before they brought down the tariff. So we will know if that would be enough to help uh, the livestock industry because they are suffering now because of the ASF. So maybe so that I will not spend a lot of your time, maybe you can just give me a report so I will know the details. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we'll furnish Her Honor, Mr. President, with
Maybe the
data.
history,
Your Honor.
because
Your Honor.
I find the present tariff very small. And I think maybe because they brought down the tariff, maybe it will be better during it is better during the previous years. So I just want to know the history. Thank you very
Your
much.
Honor.
That's
Yes,
all.
they will summarize the data, Your Honor, to give to you, Senator Villar. We commit to that. Thank you. Thank you
Okay.
for keeping
That's all.
interpellation very short and sweet. Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Thank you.
No more editorializing, Majority
Yes.
Leader.
Thank you very. No more editorial comments, Mr. President. There are no other members who wish to interpolate the budget of the Department of Finance. I move that the Department of Finance, together with attached agencies, the Office of the Secretary, please give our regards to the Secretary, who is now in Copenhagen, Glasgow, and together with the Bureau of Customs, the Bureau of Internal Revenue, the Bureau of Local Government Finance, Bureau of Treasury, Central Board and Assessment Appeals, Insurance Commission, National Tax Research Center, Privatization and Management Office, and the Philippine Tax Academy are deemed submitted. I so move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none, the enumerated offices under the Department of Finance budget is deemed submitted.
Congratulations po sa Department of Finance.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, Majority Leader, Senator Joel, Senator Cynthia, and the other colleagues still online, Senator Jaime, Minority Leader, Senator Dick.
Congratulations, Senator Angara. Congratulations to all
Your
the
Honor. Thank you very much.
departments concerned. Congratulations.
Thanks. Leia, thank you. Treasurer, thank you. Thank you. Salamat. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Oh, na-meet yung quota dahil.
Mr. President, we have the DPM will not be taking up today. I think there's a. I don't think we'll. Not today.
Hear from I think Senator Kiko originally had an issue with the
Yes.
DPM, particularly the GPTB, the Government Procurement Board, because they were very much delayed in issuing the implementing rules for the Sakip-Saka law. But I was informed today, about midday today, that they had actually sent it. They had passed it already. They passed the resolution, and they furnished a copy to Senator Pangilinan, and they will publish by next week, Mr. President. And Senator Pangilinan is wanted us to make that manifestation on the floor, so we're making that. Won't ask anymore. He will no longer ask, according to my staff, Your Honor.
What is the pleasure of our colleagues, Mr. President? Do we continue with the DBM? May we recognize Senator Franklin Drilon, our minority floor leader.
Well,
Yes, the minority leader is recognized.
thank you very much, Mr. President. I have some questions on DBM, particularly on PSDBM. But I am willing to, to defer it until tomorrow. I'm ready to ask the questions. I submit to discussion.
DBM, I go 1 o'clock. Okay lang ako. Okay, you can start first thing in the morning.
It's up to you, pero first.
Yes, Mr. President, we can start first thing in the morning for the DBM. A lot of our colleagues want to ask questions, so I would suggest we'll have a fresh start tomorrow with the DBM, Mr. President. And
Yes,
I see colleagues agreeing. On the other measures, Mr. President, if it's okay, just to move on, there might be no other questions on the other budgets here on the second page. We'd like to ask our colleagues, Mr. President, if they have questions on the MMDA. If there's no questions, Mr. President, first of all, I move that we take up the budgets of the allocations to local government units. I so move, Mr. President.
Any objection? Hearing none. Allocation to local government units budgets. Considered.
There are no questions for the MMDA. Therefore, I move that the budget of the MMDA be deemed submitted. So moved.
Any objection? Hearing none. MMDA budget deemed submitted.
Mr. President, I move that we take up the budget of special shares of LGUs and the proceeds of national taxes. If any of our colleagues have questions on that, if not, I move that the budget of the special shares of LGUs and the proceeds of national taxes be deemed submitted.
Any objection? Hearing none. Deemed submitted.
Mr. President, I move that we take up the budget of the local government support fund. So
Any objection? Hearing none. Consideration.
no member has listed to interpolate the budget of the local government support fund. I move that we close the period. Deemed. May we recognize Senator Presidential Paul Ronald Bato de la Rosa of PDP.
Senator De La Rosa.
My compadre.
Thank you, Mr. President, Majority Leader. Ito ba yung LGSF? Dito ba na bibilong yung LCAC?
Ayan ba?
Hindi.
Hindi pa?
Yes, it's LCAC is under the LGSF, Your Honor.
LGSF.
Yes. The NTF LCAC is a component of one of the elements or the components of the LGSF, Mr. President.
Yes, Mr. President.
we have questions. We have questions on TFL, Mr. President.
May questions.
Then we can skip
Yeah, maybe we can skip this, gentlemen.
because I
for
know
tomorrow,
Senator
probably.
Lacson
That's
also has
quite
questions over there.
that is controversial. So if it's all right to Senator De La Rosa, pwede natin take up the bus? Okay lang po?
Yes, Mr. President.
Okay.
Walang problema.
So the LGSF is
All the
deferred for
Suspended.
tomorrow.
Yes.
Suspended.
Consideration suspended.
Mr. President, I move that we take up the budget of the special shares of LGUs and the proceeds of the fire code fees. No
Any
colleague.
objection? Hearing none.
Thank you.
Consideration.
President, no colleague wishes to interpolate the measure. I move that the budget deemed approved, Mr. President.
Any objection?
Submitted.
Hearing none. Deemed submitted.
I move that we take up the budget of barangay officials death benefits fund. There,
Any objection? Hearing none.
a big problem.
our colleagues have no questions on the barangay officials death benefits fund. I move that the budget be deemed submitted.
Any objection? Hearing none. Consideration. Deemed submitted.
Senator Tolentino listed to ask questions on the BARM. Maybe we can take it up also tomorrow, Mr. President.
All
because
right.
It's also very important, being the chairman of the Committee on Local
You
Government.
defer for tomorrow together
Tomorrow
with the
morning.
LGSF and
Yes,
the
Mr.
DBM.
Yes, Mr. President. So moving forward, I move that we take up the budget of the contingent fund, and Senator Drilon is listed here. We'd like to ask Senator Drilon if he would like to still ask questions or tomorrow.
Tomorrow, well, it's just that, can we just do it tomorrow? It will be very brief on so far as these other funds are concerned. So,
So, with the minority floor leader, we'd like to defer the contingent fund, the miscellaneous personal benefits fund till tomorrow, as well as the NDRRMF.
yes.
Okay, Mr. President, we can take this all up tomorrow.
Yes, all the way until unprogrammed appropriations. We can do that.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay, with that, Mr. President,
Mr. President,
yes, may we recognize
Majority Leader, what about some of the agencies tomorrow?
I'll read it now. I'll read it now.
You're going to read it? Okay.
Yeah, I'll read it now, Mr. President.
So some of them may not have to come anymore, like the OP, the.
May I just read to our colleagues the list? We don't have to approve this today. We can do it tomorrow. But at least our colleagues,
Mr. President, just a 1 minute suspension, perhaps.
Session suspended. Session resumed.
the idea, Mr. President, is that if there are no questions to these agencies, we don't have to make them come over anymore so that they don't crowd the Senate premises. And this is what we discussed in the caucus. But I'll read the list, and I'd like to ask my staff to also give all the members this copy. The list, of course, is number 1, Office of the President. No member registered to interpolate, as well as Congress of the Philippines, the Judiciary, under the Judiciary, Supreme Court of the Philippines, lower courts, Presidential Electoral Tribunal. I do not know why Senate Electoral Tribunal is here, not here. Sandigan Bayan, Court of Appeals, Court of Tax Appeals. But wala yung Senate. Okay. Early Childhood Care and Development Council, National Academy for Sports, National Book Development Board, National Council for Children's Television, the National Museum, Philippine High School for the Arts, National Commission for Muslim Filipinos, National Youth Commission, Advanced Science and Technology Institute, the Food and Nutrition Research Institute, Forest Products Research and Development Institute, Industrial Technology Development Institute, Metals Industry Research and Development Center, the National Academy of Science and Technology, the National Research Council of the Philippines, the Philippine PAG-ASA, to make it short, Philippine Council for Agriculture, Aquatic and Natural Resources Research and Development, Philippine Council for Health and Research and Development, PHIVOX, Philippine Nuclear Research Institute, Philippine Science High School, Science Education Institute, Science and Technology Information Institute, Technology Application and Promotion Institute, Inter-County Adoption Board, National Council for Disability Affairs, Presidential Commission for Urban Poor, Intramuros Administration, National Parks Development Committee, Games and Amusements Board, National Historical Commission of the Philippines, the National Library of the Philippines, National Archives of the Philippines, the National Commission for Senior Citizens, Movie and Television Review and Classification Board, Office of the Presidential Advisor of the Peace Process, OPAP, Philippine Competition Commission, Presidential Legislative Liaison Office, Presidential Management Staff, Legislative Executive Development Advisory Council, the LEDAC, Philippine Rice and Research Institute, Sugar Regulatory Administration, Philippine Tax Academy, Philippine Institute of Traditional and Alternative Healthcare, Local Water Utilities Administration, Authority of Freeport Area of Bataan, Credit Information Corporation, Philippine Center for Economic Development, and Subic Bay Metropolitan Authority. These are, and four more. What are the other four? Two more, Mr. President. So these are the agencies that no colleague of ours had registered, as well as unique LTF.
Yeah.
Pati Nika daw. Including, well, on our list that nobody has registered is the NICA, National Intelligence Coordinating Agency, and the NSA. NSA. National Security.
Okay.
Sorry, NSC, sorry. NSA, sa US yata yung NSA. Tama? National Security Council. So, our dear colleagues, may we recognize Senator, the Minority Floor Leader, after which Senator Marcos. Senator
Senator Frontilon is recognized.
Yes, generally we manifest that we have no questions on the agencies enumerated by the majority leader, except that there are certain agencies where there are allocations for the NTF LCAC. And therefore, we will ask the question, or we will look at the budget only for the very specific purpose of the allocation for NTF LCAC, which appears in the budgets. For example, NCIP, I don't know if it was read, there is say 72 million allocation for NTF LCAG, and the OPAP. So except for this very specific issue, we have no problems with letting go of approving or recommending the favorable endorsement of the budgets of these agencies enumerated, without prejudice, however, to raising the issue of the allocation for NTF LCAC on a few of these agencies, not all, but a few, Mr. President.
Thank you for that, Mr. President. Thank you for our Minority Leader for that. And Senator Marcos would like to be recognized.
Senator Amy Marcos recognized.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, Majority Leader. Most of the small agencies assigned to me for defense tomorrow have already been included in the list. And it was our agreement during caucus to go to the Senate once only for the main department, which for me would be DSWD on the 18th. I merely have the Civil Service Climate Change Commission. Those are the only two I have tomorrow. Is it all right if the questions be reserved for the 18th? I'm certain that they will not be very lengthy.
Yes, Mr. President, I don't think there should be a problem with that.
Okay, so
Okay
what
lang ba? The chairperson. Okay lang, the chairperson gives a thumbs up.
No
Mr. President.
problem, no problem, Your Honor, Mr. President.
If that's the case, Mr. President, with the permission of the minority, sorry. Yeah, thank you. If that's the case, Mr. President, maybe, is it okay for the Minority Floor Leader that we dispense already of those other items here today that are not part of the NTF LCAC? So I will read them one by one, and if there are, you can raise your hand, to the Minority Floor Leader, Mr. President, and we can, of course, not take the budgets up. So, if I may, Mr. President.
Go ahead.
I move that the budgets of the office,
following.
may I just read them one by one?
Yeah, the following. Go ahead.
Office of the President, the Congress of the Philippines, the Judiciary, under which the Supreme Court of the Philippines and lower courts, Presidential Electoral Tribunal, Sandigan Bayan, Court of Appeals and Court of Tax Appeals, the budgets of Early Childhood Care Development Council, the National Academy for Sports, the National Book Development Board, the National Council for Children's Television, the National Museum, the Philippine High School for the Arts, the National Commission for Muslim Filipinos. This is not the NCIP, dear Minority Floor Leader. This is just the National Commission for Muslim Filipinos. The National Youth Commission, Advanced Science and Technology Institute, Food and Nutrition Research Institute, Forest Products Research Development Institute, Industrial Technology and Development Institute, Metals Industry Research and Development Center, the National Academy of Science and Technology, the National Research Council of the Philippines, the Philippine Atmospheric Geophysical Astronomical Services Administration, this is the PAGASA, the Philippine Council for Agriculture, Aquatic and Natural Resources Research and Development, the Philippine Council for Health Research and Development, PVOX, the Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology, the Philippine Nuclear Research Institute, the Philippine Science High School, Science Education Institute, Science and Technology Information Institute, Technology Application and Promotion Institute, Inter-Country Adoption Board, the National Council for Disability Affairs, the Presidential Commission of the Urban Poor, the Intramuros Administration, the National Parks Development Committee, the Games and Amusements Board, the National Historical Commission of the Philippines, the National Library of the Philippines, the National Archives of the Philippines, the National Commission of Senior Citizens, the Movie and Television Review and Classification Board. I will skip the OPAP as requested by the Minority Floor Leader. So we will skip the OPAP. The Philippine Competition Commission, the Presidential Legislative Liaison Office, the Presidential Management Staff, the LEDAC, the Philippine Rice Research Institute, the Sugar Regulatory Administration, the Philippine Tax Academy, the Philippine Institute of Traditional and Alternative Health Care, the Local Water Utilities Administration, the Authority of the Freeport Area of Bataan, the Credit Information Corporation, Philippine Center for Economic Development, Subic Bay Metropolitan Authority, their budgets, Mr. President, be deemed submitted. I so move.
Any objection? Chair hears none. The budgets of the agencies enumerated by the Majority Leader is deemed submitted.
May we recognize the chairperson, Mr. President?
Senator Angara is recognized.
Mr. President, for the OVP, the two senators registered are Senator Drilon and Senator Pangilinan. I don't know if they still wish to pursue that. May we ask if they wish to pursue that? Because if not, we can dispense with the OVP as well, Mr. President. I see the thumbs up, Mr. President, from Senator Drilon on the screen. So I take it as a signal to dispense that you don't insist on questioning.
Yes,
Minority
we
Leader.
we have no objections to that.
How about
Yes,
Senator Pangilinan? Shall we? Is he online?
I don't see Senator Pangilinan, but I will take responsibility that
I'm assuming that would be a friendly interpellation, given the state of affairs, Mr. President. I think that's a safe assumption.
yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
I think without prejudice, Mr. President, if it's really important, Senator
they want to
Pangilinan
record,
can
yeah.
always manifest on the floor what he really wants to say about the OPP budget. Anyway, during the committee hearings, we had favorably endorsed whatever amendments that we
Yes,
can increase our budget.
So I would prefer if we would already
Yes.
dispense, so we don't
So
require
with
her
that,
to
Mr. President,
come.
I move that the budget of the Office of the Vice President, as we have had done with the Office of the President, be deemed submitted, Mr. President. I so move.
I have a very naughty question, but I will do away with it. Never mind. I'll do it in the lounge. All right. Any objection? Hearing none. Deemed submitted.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Thank you to our dear colleagues. At least it'll make, it'll have less people in the Senate tomorrow with these agencies. So with that, Mr. President, With that, Mr. President, I move that, first, we dispense with the reading of the Journal of the 24th Session, Tuesday, November 9, 2021, and consider the same as approved.
Yeah, session 24, no? Session 24.
Oh, no, the 24th session.
Yes.
Session 24th. Yeah, yeah.
Any objections?
Yes, 24th.
Hearing none. The reading and the approval of the journal.
Huwag na tayo mag-movie po after
Ano?
business bukas na.
Alin?
With that, Mr. President, I move that we suspend session. Do you want to make it 10:30, Mr. President, instead of 10 o'clock?
Yeah, sure.
10:30. I move that we suspend till 10:30 in the morning, Thursday, November 11. Is it 10 or 11? 11. I so move.
Any objection? Hearing none, the session is suspended until 10:30 in the morning of Thursday, November 11, 2021.
Thank you very much, dear colleague.